Welcome to Cosplayland, I am Alice and today I'm going to show you how to make an obi to wear with your traditional kimono or with your cosplay. For those of you who are new to Japanese garments, an obi is basically a sash or a belt that you wear around your body to keep together the kimono so it doesn't fall off, and it has more of a decorative function than a real function. You can wear it with a kimono or with a yukata, and there will be different types of obi depending on the occasion and depending what kind of garment you are wearing and to what event you are attending. I will be showing you a few different obis that I have made in the past and how I made them. None of them are better or worse than others, it's just different styles for different occasions. But before I tell you how to do an obi, let me show you a real one from Japan. There are in fact many different types of obi, but most of them are made of silk and fairly often you will find them embroidered or dyed in colorful shapes like flowers and other objects. The back of the obi is usually a different color and you can in fact wear either side more often than not. And also, to save some costs on labor and materials, you will find that the expensive fabric does not go all the way at the front. But not all obis are made like this. Let's talk about the cheapest and easiest obi to make, the Heko obi. This obi is simply a strip of fabric with a rolled hem around the edges. It is very informal and you can wear it casually with a yukata, simply tied around your waist. It is very lightweight and it often has simple patterns, if any at all. And I simply had to finish the edges for a nice finish. Although most kimonos are finished by hand, I found using a rolled hem foot works great. The Nagoya obi is the most common variety of obi and probably the one you think of when you see a kimono. For this one, I decided to use cotton, which is also historically correct. If you don't want to spend time searching for the exact width and length of each obi, my kimono pattern already comes with a pattern for the different types of obi that can save you some time. Otherwise, just think that you are cutting a very long rectangle. Right sides together. Once again, I will be using my sewing machine to speed up the process, and I personally find it easier to sew the top and bottom sides of the obi. You can leave an open space at the center instead. Whichever way you do it, make sure you leave a space to turn your fabric. Do not forget to iron your obi to get a crisp edge. As this one uses cotton twill, it is already very heavy and sturdy, so I simply decided to finish the edges and my obi was done. But let's say you are using a more traditional approach and you are also using a more lightweight fabric. For this obi, I wanted a more traditional look, and I decided to use silk taffeta, which has a kind of a sheen to it and makes it more kimono-like. Once again, I sewed my pieces right sides together. Keep in mind, I like using a contrasting fabric at the back because it means I can use either side if I want to change my kimono. Before I turn my fabric, I ironed all the edges inwards, about 5 mm from the sewn edge. This helps when turning the fabric and creates a very crisp finish. But as you can see, this fabric is very slippery and doesn't really hold any structure. We will need to fix that with another layer of fabric on the inside. In Japan, they have special interfacing for obis, but my alternative was to use a strong canvas instead and just put it inside my obi. This may not be the easiest thing to do, but with a bit of patience you can get it done. With the canvas on the inside, I can now make one of those bows that you see in the films with all the nice kimonos. Do not forget to finish the edges and your obi is done. For this obi, I decided to make one of the panels on the inside with the lining, as I did not have enough orange and that saves a little bit of money if you're in a budget. Remember that piecing is period. I will briefly mention the kaku obi, which is done in a similar way to the Nagoya obi, but often uses a rougher and thicker type of silk. This is the traditional obi used by men, and it is often one piece which has already been woven in a very special way. But you can still make your own using some cotton or rough silk. If you got this far, some of you may be wondering, but what about the bows? I've seen bows on those obi. How do you do that? Well, I am afraid these are knots that you have to make yourself each time you wear an obi, and you often need a few extra bits and pieces in order to achieve the most complicated looks. I will not be going into detail on how to tie an obi because I am honestly not that good at tying it. However, I did make all the extra accessories myself, and if you would like me to make another tutorial on how I did those, please let me know in the comments and I will try my best. And you can of course also fake your bows as I did on my Tifa kimono. You can already watch that video on my channel. I hope you like this easy tutorial for obis. I actually have plans for a few other Japanese garments in the future, which as always I will tie into my cosplays, so make sure to follow me if you want to see more in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next adventure. Bye!